Hey Monkey community, hope everyone had a great day. Checking in on the project. We are at 223,000 market cap, up about 5% over the last 24 hours. The floor is looking solid here as it has been. Seems like this is definitely the bottom, and everyone that is holding is still holding strong at this level, and we're just looking for that next move up. And you can see if you zoom out on this thing, like it really is flat over the last couple months during this accumulation zone, and it's been a great time to add more to your bag if you are a believer and have the funds to do so, or to just hold and keep shilling and waiting for our time to run. And that made me think, why is it so hard for people to hold these days? We have folks shilling coins that are just a few minutes old that will only last a few hours. Everyone dumps it, they go for that quick profit. And why is that so difficult for everybody to hold? Well, I think our natural tendency is to FOMO into other pairs and chase the green candles. It's not natural to hold and be patient. We see the other coins moving, and our brains are wired to want that reward, that dopamine hit that comes from hitting something as it's moving and getting the green candles, getting the gains, and selling and having this very quick, large profit. And I think if you've traded meme coins at all, you've had that feeling, and we all crave that and want that. And I think that's what we're trained to look for. So naturally, we're not going to want to just buy and hold during boring times like this. We want times like this, and that makes us happy. That triggers that reward response in our brain. But here, this is where the real money's made. This is not where the money's made. You already hold at this point. So the decisions to get to this point are made during times like these. And so it's not easy to buy and hold. And for coins like Monkey, you can go weeks or months without that dopamine hit. But when it comes all at once, and it's fast. And that doesn't make us happy day to day. You're sort of waiting for that excitement. You're hoping today's the day. And so it can get discouraging. I think that's why some people just sell and chase runners and lose patience, and they just can't overcome the addiction to that risk and then the corresponding reward. And the mindset behind holding involves a deep belief in the narrative, and that can overcome the temptation to gamble it all away. So if you can delay your gratification here and wait and think about the future and think about when we start running, how it's going to feel to own that whale bag. We all want that generational entry on a runner. Our warp brains want it to be today, right? You want to buy a coin at 50K today and see it run up to 10 million and you know just profit incredibly from that all in one day. That's what we want. But realistically, that's a good way to get wrecked if you're only chasing the daily runner. Now, there is, I believe, a portion of your portfolio that you can allocate to riskier plays like that. But I think people get in trouble when they mix up their cult bags with chasing the green candles and daily runner. So split that off if you have to gamble, which I understand. Split that off and don't mess with your monkey bag, in my opinion, and always rotate back into your cult coins because they will run eventually. Monkey will run. And don't forget to stick to the thesis. If you ever wonder, hey, what am I doing, monkey? Remember the thesis. It's still the same as when we started here. It's a cute monkey, a cult community, pump fun ecosystem, shielded by pump fun in their banner. Alon has it purchased in his wallet, that pump fun wallet with the 6%. Mitch is holding, late dev is holding, a bunch of the core community are still holding that strong core of holders. So don't forget that and just remind yourself of that. That's why we're buying and holding Monkey. And if you're gonna chase other pairs, just do it with new money, in my humble opinion. All right, don't forget on Thursday at 1 Eastern, we have our Monkey Space, and please hop in there, request to speak. We can all chat. We'll be talking about all things Monkey and maybe broader crypto market news. A lot of good runners lately, and it seems like the sentiment in the trenches is changing, which is good. I think there'll be multiple runners, hopefully some more animal runners like monkey, obviously. All right, let's look at X and see what's going on with the news here. Gake had a post that made me think about monkey. He says, do your memes evoke emotions? And I think that is an important thing. If a meme evokes emotion, that's good for the long term. That's good for the long haul. That's good for sending eventually. I think monkey does that. I think we all love the monkey for various reasons. At least for me, it brings me happiness to shill the monkey, create memes, post them. We've talked about it before. I think it was even in the last monkey space we talked about how there's some memes that are, basically just disgusting, right? I mean, it doesn't bring happiness. It's not good for anyone to be looking at that stuff all the time. Whereas monkey makes you happy. It's wholesome. The monkey can do a variety of things, and we all have a different monkey that we use to shill, but it's always the same monkey with the blue hoodie, same spirit. So I definitely think monkey evokes emotions. People love monkeys. Just monkeys in general make people happy and they make them laugh. And because of that, that's another reason why monkey is such a great coin, just because it's so memeable and it does evoke that emotion. Mirage says some view people act like a single day of price action determines the entire future of your life, your bags. The price action of today is not the price action of tomorrow. Believe in something. Totally agree. And that's why I've said before, if you tend to get emotional about your bags or if you're very impatient, you could even not look at the chart. Now, I do pull up the chart every day in the videos just because I think most people are looking at the chart at least once a day. But you could just avoid looking at the chart. Don't watch it because you get excited when it goes up to 250, then you lose excitement, get discouragement, it goes down to 230. That's just going to happen all the time, especially with crypto with the wild swings. So don't worry about the price action for today. And if you need to, just don't look at the chart as much. I've gone through stretches where I do that, get busy with something else. It makes it easier to pass the time before we run, which could happen at any time, but could take a few more weeks or a few more months. Kaleo says, won't be long until the entire world FOMOs back into crypto. If you're here now, you're early. Totally agree. Crypto is going to be huge. It's just going to get bigger and bigger during the next 3 years, and the whole world's going to hop in eventually, right? Everyone's going to own some crypto probably in some form. The big banks are offering crypto trading. You can get it in your retirement account. I mean, these things weren't available just a few years ago, so we are extremely early overall. Remember, that's going to bring in more money into the crypto ecosystem, and it's going to flow through to our meme bags. The memes will never die. And we have a quote from Andy Leon in just a second here that essentially says that. DXR says all you need to do to make 1 million is hold 1% of a coin that goes to 100 million. It's quite simple actually. Made me think of Monkey how cheap it is to get 1% right now, and that's kind of been our goal to onboard more 1% holders. We've talked about that top 40 wallet portion of the Monkey holder base that's extremely solid and is adding over the last month and not selling for the most part. And so we just need to add more 1% holders that are willing to hold this and let the coin run. And that's all you need to make $1 million. Let's run this thing to 100 million. I think we can get even higher, up to a billion, but let's set the goals. Let's send it to 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. And it's simple. Buy and hold 1% of Monkey. Andy Leon, we just referenced this, says memes are unstoppable. I don't think memes are going anywhere. Memes will always be around, especially strong animal memes with strong communities like Monkey. I think we're unstoppable. Monkey is inevitable. Elio Trade says this week Morgan Stanley sought ahead of digital assets. BlackRock is stacking their team for crypto. This is very obviously the transition phase until crypto takes over all of finance. We simply need to survive a bit longer. Again, this is the correct, in my opinion, bullish view on crypto as a whole. You don't need to look at the specifics necessarily, but just see, Morgan Stanley and BlackRock, they're not wasting money on hiring teams to do things unless there's big plans for it. They have their strategies. Crypto is a big part of it, and they're tightly linked to Washington. And because of that, we can rest assured crypto is around to stay and it's just going to get more and more solid and more mainstream. More folks are going to be onboarded. They're going to be onboarded easier, like we saw Coinbase offering trading of Solana meme coins. And so this is all big for our bags. Everyone talks about retail coming. I mean, how's retail going to come in if it's hard to onboard, right? Now it's getting a lot easier, and we're in a perfect spot to profit with our monkey holdings. Dawn says conviction isn't loud, it's quiet and consistent. And Dawn's kind of the king of these fortune cookie crypto quotes here, but I like them because they're simple and they make sense to me. So conviction isn't loud, it's quiet and consistent, meaning you have that conviction, you're going to work, and you're not out there for um, glory or praise. You're just looking to get things done, stack your bag, work your bag, and that conviction can be seen, but it's not loud necessarily. Earl says we're slowly moving away from the bottom feeding new pairs, catching edits, Fortnite players, and multi-wallet rape. We're moving into a holders market, the single wallets, the one soul into hundreds. The market is improving. It still has problems, but it's the best it has been in months. I agree. We've seen multiple $10 million runners, and I think Monkey is primed for that. And the mindset of the crypto space is just a lot better now where they can let coins run a bit. And remember, with our holder base, I think our run is going to be even more sustained. But I think the market overall is a lot better and will get better as we see more sustained runs from these coins. Another one from Don. Don says the market will test your belief before it rewards it. We are in believer season right now for Monkey. We're waiting for that reward, for that parabolic um, growth that we're waiting for. And right now we're just being patient and waiting. Don says also you don't need to be early, you need to be right and patient. I was thinking Monkey's pretty unique here. I think we're early and we're right, and I think we just need to be patient now. So it's even better to be all three of these, early, right, and patient. And I think we're early with Monkey, we're right, we've got the right coin, and now we just need to have that patience to hold for the long term. And the good news is, I think a lot of folks in the community feel the same way about me. I'm not worried about Monkey. I'm just waiting and chilling and making sure we put in the work because I'm confident it's a great meme. I compare it to a new pair at 222,000. We just need to be a little bit more patient, but I think it's going to run and have even more success than these new pairs, these new runners, just because of how quality the holder base is. All right, Mirage says when conviction is true, victory becomes a matter of time, not a matter of price action. And this is good. He's comparing price action to time. Right now, victory is just a matter of time for Monkey. The price action in the short term doesn't matter. What matters is the holder base, keeping the energy in the community going, keeping the content coming, and we're doing all that as much as we can. We just need to keep on onboarding new believers, 1% holders, and adding as much as we can. Remember, the community right now is controlling the supply of Monkey. All the weird stuff is out, the snipers, the bundles, all that, and we're essentially all that remains the community, and that's what is required for these coins to run and run hard. Thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow.